let's put it that way. I don't know. It feels a lot darker. The camera's a bit glitchy too. I can see it wasn't. Shouldn't be as glitchy as this. Might fix itself. I can see it kind of stuttering a bit. So I don't know what to make of that. It happens now and again. Stutters now and again. So yeah, how we doing? How was our Saturday going? Tell her we're nearly into the next month of the year already. The summer will be nearly over at this stage. Now, time's literally flying by. So crazy stuff. So yeah, got a new phone cover today too, which is great because my old phone cover, I'm sure people have seen it, was falling to bits. So I kind of need to get something at some stage, or the whole thing would have collapsed in. That's what I think. Am I on live chat? I probably am. Just double check. Hello, Spider. How are we today? How is our Saturday going? How are we today? Good. Very good. Very good. Wished. Who's that? Wished. Hold the wished. There we go. Don't know why I'm getting don't know why I'm getting notifications about my own back in stream. Some shite. Good evening there, Ione. How you doing? So there's a fog in my throat. They were saying this. Is this thing charged? This audio, yes. But anyway, how are we today? I don't know. How was our Saturday going? Any fun happening? It's supposed to be giving bad thunder and lightning for tonight. So that's not busting, obviously. Lightning particularly is dangerous. It's not the thing you want to mess with. Let's put it that way. You don't want to mess with lightning. We don't have to go there. Dangerous stuff now. Hello, Sean Mac. How are we today? How's your Saturday going? I nearly forgot what day of the week it was. There was a second. That would look bad. Oh yeah. Kitchen. Yeah, I think she was struck in the hand or something by lightning. But the old saying years ago when I was brought up with this, you stay away from windows. You don't go near the windows. I was told that from my granny. You don't go near the windows when there's lightning. You stay far away from the windows as possible. And the same with rivers and trees. They're dangerous, very dangerous. The lightning can run across the river or a lake or whatever. The same with under trees. It can hit trees. You probably have heard many times cows going into underneath trees and stuff like that and just being annihilated by the tree being hit by lightning. Yeah, it was given it to 10 o'clock tonight, yeah. But no, it's dangerous stuff now. Lightning it's dangerous. Nature's dangerous when it can be, violent. Dangerous stuff now. I wouldn't want to go near it, innit? No, it's dangerous to be close to a window when there's lightning in it. The wind turbines off the coast, they won't have a good time. Do you remember the last time there was lightning? It blew one of them up, where it struck one of them and set it on fire. Sure, and even in New York and stuff like that, you often see the One World Trade Set that will happen. The One World Trade Set that's in place at the Twin Towers, or even the Empire State or stuff like that. They have metal rods at the top of the spires, uh, and they get hit. I think it's maybe 70 to 90 times a year, or maybe even more, probably 100 something times or 200 times with lightning strikes. Because obviously the higher it is up, and the more likely it's going to be hit by lightning. You know. But no, it's dangerous stuff now. Lightning's dangerous stuff. I always thought someday I would be hit by lightning. No, I don't know why. I always kind of thought that in my head. It would be weird waiting to see tomorrow night. I'd probably be struck by lightning somewhere. It's like being electrocuted a bit around. Well, 10 times worse after because it's the force of God only knows how much bubs and shite and bits and shite and all that. Bits and shite and all that. Interesting. Interesting stuff. We're not really interesting stuff, lightning, Well, it is interesting how it can happen and stuff like that. We learned about it in school and stuff like that. I don't even know what it is. Probably. I don't even know what it seems like a form. It might be a British colony. Get what you see? It's so small. It's a ship and stuff. I don't really know. It could be Catholic. No, it wouldn't be. Looks like some island flag anyway, some in the Pacific or something. I thought it was Tonga's flag for a second, but it's not Tonga. Tonga. It's no other fun happening with anybody. Cavan's playing, I think, today at some point. Well, I think they already have played. So, what do I know? Now free of scammers. Faroe Islands, Iceland. What about the Falkland Islands? You can go down to old Argentina. There'll be nobody there. There's more sheep than there's people. So, or you could go to America. Dun, 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 dun. Because, in America, generally speaking, when you have a gun, nobody's really going to scam you, let's put it that way. So that's why nobody scams anybody in America. Well, particularly when you're allowed to just have a gun. There's no such thing as a license, you can just have a gun on you. Generally there'll be no scammers. Because the land of the free. So yeah, that's not Boston, but Iceland, yeah, and far. So Iceland has very little to do. The Iceland government, the authorities in Iceland, have fuck all to do. Basically, they do nothing. Same in Finland, and there's not much crime happening. They're just basically trilling their thumbs, basically. In the history of Iceland, right? The police has only shot one person dead in Iceland. In the whole history of Iceland, they shot one person in the whole history of Iceland. So, that's crazy. Yeah, that just tells you all you need to know. Just one time they ever had to shoot somebody. Like some of them, Spider would be probably state flags of the United States. I think one of them might be Michigan. One of them is a British flag on the top, so it's a former British Dominion, wherever it is. But it must be British What's the other side of Canada? Quebec, could be Quebec, yeah. But I don't think we're too happy with an English flag on the top of that thing. British Columbia, one of them could be British Columbia, a district in Canada. And then probably the island, whatever you call that, the island beside British Columbia. There's a small island there. That could be it either. British Columbia. Also, I assume everybody's seen my last video I put up. I don't think we have to go there and talk about what that Green Party senator came out with the other day. You know, it just tells you all you need to know, basically, what they're thinking in their head. So it's not busting. That's what I. Well, it's busting for the only Irish Joe because they're like, what is this? Like, literally everybody's like, what the fuck is this senator after saying? You know, restricting people's freedom for the common good. Yeah, exactly. As soon as I was just about to say that, everybody, the only Irish Joe was like, what the name of Jesus is this one on about? Because honestly, you look for a second, you think it was China for a second. What's going on? Hello there, Fiona. So yeah, the common good. For the common good, but she didn't go into detail what's the common good, who does it benefit. Does it benefit the state, does it benefit the only Irish Joe? Who does it benefit? No, nobody's ever attempted to ask that question. Well, they kind of do. That's what because the state, we're not allowed to talk about that. We don't have to go there. But no, it's that video has gone viral around the whole world of that senator talking in the way she's talking. So a lot of people are like, what the fuck are we elected? Well, we don't elect people to the Senate. But we probably should be doing elect people to the Senate the same as the Dáil. At least then we have ourselves to blame if they're put in there. Like Regina Doherty years ago was like, abolish the Senate. We don't need the Senate. And now she's in the Senate after losing her seat. So the hypocrisy, it's just a place for retirement homes for TDs that don't get elected and for the old cronies. That's basically all the Senate is. Just to keep them in the job, just to keep them in the cushy number, basically. Yeah, that's basically all it is, because they do, if they were elected, at least you could say they were elected by the people to do a job. You can't really say it for the Shannon, because usually some of them are appointed by the Taoiseach. In the West, they kind of appointed by colleges and stuff like that. So, democracy, I think not. This camera's fucking having a fit today. Excuse me, sorry, with this camera. It's very slow and I don't know why it's like that, but okay. Should be a lot more faster. That happens every once in a while. Don't worry. Be happy. Don't know why that's happening. There's no other fun happening with anybody else around here. No other fun. Ooh. You petting nearly went away. Be the holy of America. Hello there, Governor. Does anybody want to hear something? I'm going to let the cat out of the bag. Not yet. I played through the rest of Lego City. I didn't live stream it. But I finished Lego City Undercover. Like I didn't finish. I didn't do it on stream. Basically, I finished the last bit that we had, which wasn't that much. But there's a few other games I'm thinking about, but I'm waiting for a while before I do it again. There's one in October. I think we'll be spending a lot of time playing. But there's not really anything else. There might be one or two others. I have 2 or 3 others in my head. But I'm not really in the... See, I've been very tired the last few weeks. And I just haven't got the energy to do any gaming live streams and stuff like that. One of them is Brunei. One of them flags is Brunei. One of them is what they call the Guadalcanal, the Solomon Islands. The Solomon Islands. Wait and see how only. Solomon Islands, yes. One of them's the Solomon Islands. One of the last one's Brunei, right? The last one this side is Brunei, and then the third one is that high. No, I don't even know. They're all Pacific Islands. Like, let's be fair, they are actually all Pacific Islands. Well, apart from Brunei, Brunei is beside Indonesia, beside a few Commonwealth, yeah. But they're definitely the last one's Brunei. I know that for a fact. And one of them is not Tonga, but I can tell they'll kind of be out that direction. They're not kind of African flags, so yeah. That's Greek and Cyprus. Greece and Cyprus. Greek. Same thing, I suppose. The Kingdom of Brunei. Greece. But you want to hear something for you would, yeah, it's pretty much the same thing. You know what I was saying. As long as it didn't say it's Portugal, right? You want to know something for you? We sent a nice email off to the Prime Minister's office, and we still haven't got a response either. And we done that the other day too. We done that Tuesday. So it's not bussing. Let's put that way. Oh, Christmas Island, yeah, off Australia, yeah. That'd be a former British Dominion, yes. I hold of the West Islands. I know Christmas Island. I know more about Christmas Islands than with the West Islands. But I know whereabouts they kind of are. They'll be all in kind of the same area. Oceanic, kind of, beside Indonesia and Papua New Guinea. Where Guadalcanal used to be in the Second World War. The Japanese fighting at Guadalcanal. All that direction. But now you'll be the one that's kind of the highest up. Near China and stuff like that. Well, not really near China, Malaysia more be near. But yeah, it's not bussing in letters. Let's put it that way. We're not bussing. Not. There's one island in the Pacific there I seen a video on it the other day that they only get about, I think it's only about 100 visitors a year, like 100 tourists they get a year. That's all they get in that island in the Pacific. And I don't even think they have a police force. It's just a volunteer police force. Like, it's a volunteer police force when anything happens. They haven't even got a police force. They haven't even got a military. They have a government, obviously, but they don't really have a system of any kind of civil service or public service. They have a medical sector. That's it. And they have one fire engine, I think, and that's it. But the island, like, it's Belturbet would be probably about the same size as Belturbet and Cavan. About a bit more smaller maybe, but about the same size. So, but maybe you'll be saying about 2,000 people maybe live there. So, no letters from Finland. No, but we did send an email off there Monday, and we got no response, unfortunately, to our inquiries. So technically, it's not Boston still. So unfortunately, I think we are not going to get into, but Transylvania. I was going to say, but yeah, it's not Boston. But there is going to be a new government within the next day or two in Finland. So Sanna won't be acting prime minister anymore. So it'll be back to a coalition government between the True Finns and the National Conservatives and a few other smaller Christian Conservatives, I think. The Christian Democrats, though. And there's two or three other small parties. So, yeah, I don't know when that's out. Probably next week or so. But they have kind of finished their talks and stuff like that. See, finished. Finished. Funny, hilarious. Sad face. The jokes keep on winding themselves. There's Russia from St. Petersburg. Well, see, in the moment Finland's not letting any. They're building the big feds. They're building the big feds along the Russian border. The Finnish government. They did let a good few Russians in last year, but they're not letting many in this year. They're not going to let many in. So technically, the Finnish border's closed. Let's put that way. You won't get in unless they happy with you. Let's put that way. Unless they know who you are and why you're coming and what's your business and stuff like that. Not like here where they just open the door and say go on in, and that's about it. Nothing's asked. So it's not busting basically for the Russians. But yeah, a lot of when the war did start, a lot of Russians kind of fled to Finland. But not necessarily now because they stopped it. Yeah, we're not. You're saying about a big Russian population in Finland. There would be a small majority, yeah. But not really small. When we're talking about small majority, we're probably only talking about 5,000 at most out of 5.7 million, 5.6 million. So, very little, kind of, barely even 1%. Technically Russia has never had a good time in Finland, so generally people from Russia wouldn't want to be near Finland because it's not you're not going to have the good time. Because there's about 1 million Russians buried underneath Finnish soil, from the Winter War, so it's not busting basically for Russians in Finland. So there'd probably be more in Estonia, obviously, in Latvia and Lithuania, and Romania and stuff. There'd be a lot more there than probably would be in Finland. But then again, in Finland is stricter on its border. Estonia and Latvia, they're not that strict in terms of getting into the country. It'd be a lot stricter in Finland. You couldn't just walk into the country. They would want to know what's your purpose of coming here and X, Y, and Z. They'd be very strict in border security. So. Like even for the only Irish Joe going to Finland or something like that, it'd be strict enough. I mean, not the level of Australia now, but near enough it. Because obviously if you have one detail wrong in Australia, they literally would fucking send you home. If you flew all the way from Ireland to Australia and you had one mark ticked incorrectly, they'd throw you back in the plane and let you go home. That's about that. Oh, that's that breakaway province they moved over, yeah. It's like a little of a country. And we don't have to go there. We don't have to go there. Interesting. We're nearly 30 minutes live for the play. Fuck me, it doesn't feel like 30 minutes. Time to go on the Twitter and see what's happening on the Twitter. So I'm just looking this up in here. Oh, right. Hello, Jane. How are you? How's your Saturday going? So, news just in Dunstores and Tralee in County Kerry. It's flooding at the moment, so if you're in Tralee, don't go near Dunstores at the moment. The roof has collapsed. Well, not really collapsed, but the roof is leaking. Uh, Not busting, that's what I heard. Just to say. Flooding, like literally rain coming down the ceiling. Like the water's literally coming down. Also, did anybody see Joe Biden in Connecticut there yesterday? And at the end of it, when he was finishing up, he was like, "God save the Queen." I don't really know what to say. They literally was like, "God save the Queen." Then he didn't know where he was going. So, I don't really know what to say. I wouldn't mind if the Queen just died today or yesterday. Like, literally turned around and said, "God save the Queen," and what? You know. Yeah, but like literally, was Biden into Thailand greeting the royal family? He actually could have maybe got confused, but I think it's the king that's in Thailand. He might have been. But why would he get confused by God Save the Queen? Because usually that would be the British kind of thing more than any other royal family. I think it was Jill. Was Jill not there? His wife. But no, it's very weird now. I wouldn't mind if he was in England or he was in some place where there's a monarchy. Uh, he wasn't. He was in Connecticut or some part of the States saying about God Save the Queen after the speech. People be very confused with that. No, he wasn't there. Oh, apart from Kamala Harris, unless he's getting confused, Kamala Harris was there in November last year. That's the last time you remember the U.S. government went there. Also, apparently, going with the Irish Independent here now. So this from the Irish Independent now, just after coming through. Two lifeguards injured by lightning on a Kerry beach. The two lifeguards have been struck by lightning on the Kerry beach, and so it's obviously not very good. Basically, the thunder and lightning that's coming this way. There's a shop after been evacuated in Kerry, as I just said. Yeah, so that's what just happened. Yeah, the roof of Dunnes stores in Tralee collapsed. Well, not really collapsed, but it's leaking very heavily. So basically, what I'm trying to say is, anybody's in that area, be careful, because the thunder and lightning, when lightning particularly, and the rain, it says it's absolute torrential rain. That's what I'm saying, because I can just see it online here. There's pictures of it on Twitter there, and the rain is just literally bouncing off the roads and the ceilings and everything. So obviously it's a lot of rain. Let's put that in. So yeah, it hasn't come here yet, but it's not probably that far off it. Where is that control? Yeah, I'll show you now in a second. I have a video of it here. Yeah, so so don't be out in the lightning now if anybody's around. So this is I could show you the store one. I'll try and get it now in a second. But this is in Tralee now at the moment. So I don't know if you can see that one. Yeah, the rain's literally fucking flooding the place. I'll try and get you that done stores then, because it was on the thing. I must have didn't like it, folks. I don't know, shop doorways, that's probably the best place. There's literally nowhere else to go, I suppose.
And now I'm standing next to the president again, next to a collapsed bridge here. And he is here to commit to work with the governor and the delegation to make sure that we get this fixed quick, fast as well too. This is a president that is committed to infrastructure. Yeah, and then on top of that, the dual kind of a law of the inflation bill that is going to make sure that there's going to be bridges all.
Joe Biden's apparently collapsed bridge now. Aye, well, that won't happen. Same as it all happened in Cavan here. Yeah, I have a video of it now. I'll try it out. So this is Tralee on top of it. The roof's literally leaking water from how heavy the rain has been. Yeah, so. So obviously not looking well. Yeah, in some parts of this Tralee, the streets are literally fucking water. A lot of houses seem to be flooded too. That's constantly flooding. I know of a few places in Cavan here that literally any rain at all will fucking flood the place in that area. In some parts of the county. There's 3 or 4 spots that are known as literally if there's a drop of rain, it flood the whole fucking road around that area. And like it's not too far away from here, there's a road. If there's any kind of water at all whatsoever, if it rains for about an hour, right, the whole place in that road will be fucking flooded. Basically, so they won't get out. So most likely if it is heavy rain. Like last night there was heavy rain, somebody was saying to me today. Like if there's any rain, like even on that road, the people won't get out because there's only one way kind of side road. So they're kind of banjoed. Can't get insured, yeah, same with them houses there. As I was saying, I was just about to say that. The road insurance because it's too high risk of an area. Because it's very prone to be flooded. And the insurance company would be like, why the fuck did you build there? Now Cork City's desperate at the moment with water. Because obviously when the tide comes in, high tide, Cork City set always gets flooded. So. Yeah, and like Cork City Centre, you probably haven't been seeing it. Like it does flood the middle of Cork City because the water comes up and it floods it. Because the tide comes in obviously in the sea. And Cork City kind of building a very down good. Let's put that way. Oh. Stop the couch. Stop the couch. Give me a second, everyone. Give me 2 seconds. Did you see the video there? It looked been lashing. When was this? Today or when was this? Because I really haven't been paying attention to the video hands that they did anything. Because basically it was only back in before I started the stream. So. Oh, he's probably or maybe there's thunder online where he is. Or maybe he's just sitting back having tea and relaxing, listening to us talk. Oh, yeah. And we'll probably go in a few minutes, I know. Go in a few minutes. I won't spend too much longer here tonight. Just in case there's loads of lightning maybe here. You never know. There's no other fun happening with anybody. The little yet so dangerous. Yeah, wells are dangerous now. Like you might see that it looks good. Like I know of a well that's not too far away from here. And the top, like it looks okay when you look at it from the road or right when you're beside it. But if you fell into the well, it's bigger down below. It's the same with an iceberg. You only see half of the iceberg when it's on the top of the water, and there's a bigger bit at the bottom of the water. So, if you fell into the well, you're kind of fucked. Like, let's put that way. Sorry, apologies for the French, but you're not getting out of there if you fall in. It's as simple as that. You simply will not get out of it if you fell in. So it's a dangerous wells. Even though the water's very good in the wells, I would say that. If they are kept, some of them unfortunately have been destroyed and have got it with sewage in them nowadays and stuff like that. So it's quite dangerous. I agree with that. No. Back with vodka. The kids, that's good. I suppose it's always good to get something for the day. I got my father something too. Now it's not too much now, but it's a voucher. He likes a cafe in the town. I got him a voucher for it, so it'll cover him for a few times to go in there to get a cup of tea or a bun or whatever he wants. Uh, so I think he'd be happy. He'd be happy enough within the card. Because if I got him anything last year, I got him a good new pair of socks and a coat and a jacket and stuff like that. Some clothes basically and a jumper and stuff like that. And he was not happy. He wasn't happy because I spent nearly €100 on it. He wasn't too pleased with it. Let's put it that way. So he'd be happy enough for that. I haven't given it to him yet, but I give it to him tomorrow. Yeah, but the small boats really won't come to Ireland because it's obviously more dangerous, to come to Ireland in a small dinghy, like not even a boat. So there's a bit of a fight on Twitter at the moment. So but the best thing with these arguments and stuff like let them sort themselves. You let it sort itself out. You know that's the best thing to do. Because in the end, everything will sort itself out. People just have to have level heads and some reality. Level heads. Yeah, well, literally, they don't have to, come in boats. Literally, the government will bring them here on planes. Let's put it that way. So, the first class, obviously, too. So, I suppose when you say it that way, too, they can't. What's the point in coming on the boat when you get a first class ticket paid by the Irish government? Isn't it lovely? Oh yeah, the problem of integration did say that there's more accommodation for refugees, and Leo did come out the other day and said there'd be 10,000 new places wherever they're going to get them. Well, I love to point out where they're going to get them because at the moment they literally are using every hotel in the country at the stage. So at this stage, they're going to run out of hotels. So it's crazy stuff now. But at the end of the day, they seem to be fucking hellbound on doing whatever they want to do. They're not really going to listen to anybody, it looks like. That's the way they're kind of going at the moment. Industrial estates, yeah, but eventually they will be full too, and they've nowhere to put them. That's what I'm saying. Eventually they'll have no place whatsoever to put them. That's what I mean. At the moment they're struggling. At the moment, because literally they used every hotel in the country. Supermarket shelves next, probably will. And all the libraries then, and then every school in the country too. And then maybe every swimming pool and every gym, and and the list goes on. All the fire stations, hospitals maybe too they use. They kick any Irish people on the street and let them leave them on trolleys outside the hospitals. You don't know. Also, I think Cavan lost the match, which is not much loss. Interesting. So I was just watching that interaction. Uh, so basically, it's basically instance on the road. Let's put it. Oh yeah, but that yeah, I seen that. I seen that. I actually just seen that this morning. I think it was this morning. Either was no, actually I tell a lie. I think it was around 2 o'clock there. I seen it. It came up on my recommend and I seen it. Yeah, them knocking on the door on the girl's car. Don't know why they were there. They didn't seem to give a shit. The girls, the three girls who were in the car, knocking on the door, didn't seem to give a shit. The girls. So it was two. It was like clip things you clip off locks. Them kind of yokes. Like your hand, like small hand clip, and then there was a big lock kind of cut up. That's the only way I could describe it. But the girls didn't seem to give a shit. Answering the phone. Oh yeah, I'm answering the phone. nobody on the phone at all. There didn't seem to be many people on the phone. Unless he's talking to himself on the phone. Which is mainly probably what he's doing. I'm on the phone. Yeah, he put up the video there. I got it was this morning, but I seen it at 2 o'clock though. So I presume it's still up. We may not fall wrong. We may not see the end. Who else is still here? So we have Evan on him if you don't know. Who else is here? I'm just curious to see who else is here at the moment. I know it's kind of very quiet tonight. Well, I suppose everybody likes to be being quiet. You know, we couldn't have a popping off in here. You know. Let me just check something here. I'm just kind of just chilling a bit on the answer. Then chilling. Just relaxing after being out all day. You know, it's good to put the feet up now and again. Ben chilling. Yeah, that's the channel. Aye, that's the channel. Oh no, I thought that was you understand now. Yeah, that's the channel's name. Should find it if you can't type in the first picture. You should probably find it anyway. Or maybe it won't, because YouTube's such thing algorithm. Well, they had a Palestinian flag up for the last, I don't know, a few months. So they must have changed the name. They never had a tricolour on it anyway. So, but they had a Palestinian flag, so they must only put that up recently. Because they used to have a Palestinian flag always at the foot. Where did you see that? They only must have put it up today or yesterday. Because I was there, when was it? I went past, I wasn't in it, obviously. I was going past it. About 2 weeks ago. And it was still the Palestinian flag that was there. in the last half an hour. I'd look that up now. I didn't know that. Pauline Tully has a she has a that her post is on the it's always been on the window. But no, for the last few months, they must only change that since I went past it. It was 2 weeks ago, or it was either last week or the week before. I check now. Yeah, just give me a second. But yeah, they always used to have the Palestinian flag. There was never an Irish flag there, right? So I knew about that, but they must have changed it with the yeah. I was thinking they probably would do it anyway, because it's up outside the Fianna Fáil one. Well, yeah, it's upside the Fianna Fáil one. The flag, that flag. Last time I looked, anyway, unless they took it down. Let me just see now. Oh yeah, there we are. Yeah, I see what you're saying now. Yeah, so Pauline Tully's face has always been here, and then her picture's there too, at the corner of the office. But there's always been a picture of her there. Like usually there was a Palestinian flag that was there. The Palestinian flag used to be always there, but now they've replaced the office with that. And that's it. I think might be another one on them, but there might be only one. I don't know. Maybe Fianna Fáil took it down, does. So I can't really remember. But there was on the one stage. I have to look next to him. I'm trying to find it. Huh? But yeah, I think we might leave it there now in a second or two. Don't want to be keeping us here all night. Because I would just go on forever. Do you want to wait forever? Oh, I know, I'd seen that guy. That's always kind of been the way, anyway. Give me a second. Yeah, they kind of are doing that anyway. Google's doing it a lot more now, and like if you don't use your Google account over a certain period of time, they're going to nuke your account and your YouTube account. So I'm just reading through stuff. Hey, excuse me, sorry, apologies. Yeah, well, that's kind of what's happening at the moment as well. Thank you, sorry, excuse me. I knew that was coming. See, I always knew him, but I know him about the sneeze. But sometimes I don't sneeze. So. Oh. See, probably people wondering why the fuck I'm streaming so early in the day. It used to be fucking 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock at night when we'd be live streaming. So people probably like, what the fuck is this fellow doing here this time? Thank you. The bum bum bum. There's a big party going on down here tonight. Not like Downing Street, obviously. But big enough party. Aye, she got arrested for a few minutes and then was let out. So I don't really know what to make of that. I can't speak. If I could speak, I'd be great. Oh, the university hospital Kerry is flooded too. Some parts of it. Going by what I'm seeing here. So basically all the Tralee is nearly flooding tonight. So I don't know what to say about that now. So obviously if you're in Tralee at the moment, make sure to keep warm and dry in her. Yeah, it's pretty bad down there now. It's not busting down now. Do you really want to live forever? So yeah, I don't really know. I think we'll probably leave it there. Don't think there's anything else to say. So unless anybody else says anything else to add. Anything else to add? We might be live tomorrow night. I don't know. What about it? What about it? It's still here, don't worry. It hasn't gone anywhere. It hasn't disappeared. Don't worry. Nobody's robbed it yet. So anything else before we go? It was just resting on my chair, actually. Yeah, it was just resting on my chair before I moved it on. Had a 10 reference right there. Alright, good night, Fiona. Take care. Well, see you later, Evan, only too. Thank you for being here at the moment. Thanks for being here today. I appreciate it as always. And for keeping me company. When I've been here, excuse me. So, nighty night yet. Just looking at this before I go. Good night. Take care. So yeah, we live there anyway. So good night, everyone. Take care and see you again. Thank you.